There we go. Good morning. This is Emily, and it's Wednesday, the 2nd of October, 2019. And I'm responding to the number of videos on the online now that are talking about narcissism. And it appears that narcissism has become the new label. If one is called a conspiracy theorist, one is now a narcissist to boot, because you dare to have an opinion that is counter to the publicly, officially declared position. Now, as you know, I have a lot of those opinions. And what happens to a person who has become suspicious of the official reporting system of science, health, politics, religion, is that we're conspiracy theorists now, and we're evangelicals for our new non-political stance, and therefore we must be avoided like the plague. That's what happens, and it does. If you listen to the psychologists talking about narcissism, you realize that their primary tool for controlling the narcissist is distance and silence and a sense of not scorn, but just untouchableness. If you draw too far outside the lines, you become an untouchable in a society where political correctness is paramount. Now, I epitomize that, okay, because my degree in nutrition and my master's in conflict analysis has led me to agree with those who are now saying that pharmaceuticals have been loaded with contaminants and the profiteering has become more important than the public health, okay? And I agree with the people who look at perspective, who look at videos of the moon, which is close enough to see down to the surface. And I say, there has to be something kind of suspicious about the official story of the distance of the moon and sun and the status and position of the earth relative to those bodies. There's got to be something suspicious about it. And I'm part of the people who are saying, law has been confounded. The Maritime Admiralty and corporate statutes and treaties overrule human rights at every turn. Why is this okay? All right, so there's just three sectors that I would characterize as dealing from an agenda that isn't looking at the laws of cause and effect and the outcomes that the agenda is creating, or if they are looking at the outcomes, those are the outcomes they want. All right. Now, when a person becomes an untouchable in society and they are being counseled by psychologists to distance themselves from anyone having an opinion that's not politically correct, there's certain steps you have to take to conserve your vitality, because it really zaps you. It really zaps you. Okay, I like Jordan Peterson. He says, stand up straight, shoulders back, and breathe. Okay, that's step number one. All right, 2, take care of yourself as if you matter, even if no one else does. All right. I find that in caring for my pets, I have a little old dog and 2 young cats, and they continually show me what natural behavior consists of. Natural behavior has to do with you do something nice, you get a good outcome. You do something harmful or offensive, all right, and you have to be corrected or else the outcome is really, really rough, all right. And so my animals help me in the world to remain natural and in accord with natural law. That's why some people have so many animals, because they learn from their animals. There are many days when I do not speak a single word to any other human. And that is a condition that I have learned to adapt to. It's not fun, it's not what I want, but it's what I have to adapt to. And in adapting to isolation because of social pressure against what I have to say, okay, there are some other things that I have learned to do to handle the stresses of it. One of those things is breathing while under pressure and in a tense situation. Okay, remember that getting rid of the carbon out of your body, getting rid of the ash out of your body is more important than taking in oxygen, because you can get oxygen from your food. So remember, when you're tense, blow. And blowing will restore your blood pressure to a normal level. That's why in the hospital, when somebody feels faint, they're given a balloon to blow up, okay, to get rid of the carbon in the system. Because, see, carbon is non-reactive electrically. The carbon in your body doesn't respond to your neural networks. And so whether you get rid of it in the jaw or get rid of it by the breathing out a lot, okay, you're doing the job. The other thing you have to mind when you are in an isolated situation is you have to monitor your own mental climate, because nobody else will, all right? Nobody else will. Now, the television, there's none in this house. Haven't had a TV for 22 years. The television monitors your mental state electronically and keeps you in the consumer-activated mental state of needing more. All right, that's what the TV does. That's why I don't have one. All right. And so if you're monitoring your own mental state, you're acting like your own proctor, your own teacher in your own classroom, and you're making certain that you're not driving yourself crazy. All right? There are some ways around allowing tension to make you sick. One, of course, is listening to calming music, solfeggio frequencies. Pick one, see how it feels. There's also taking a walk. Fortunately, my little old dog takes me for a walk 3 times a day. All right, so I have to walk. And when I'm walking, the practice has become to work on something, as if I'm sitting at my desk. I work on a project. I work on a thought to think about, to express to other people. So keeping one's mental climate in a neutral or positive framework has the same benefit as keeping the house clean, all right? And it's just a matter of keeping up with one little task at a time. And those one little tasks at a time are great, particularly the dishes in the sink, okay? Because that's just like taking a walk. That's just like having a chance to stand and move and do things and think about something that you want to think about. Think about what you want to think about. Because revenge is not sweet. There is no revenge. There is no getting even. We simply have to accept life as it's given to us. And when we don't get what we want, we talk to ourselves about, one, how we got here, and two, what are the steps out of this painful situation? What are the steps out? And I'm finding that the steps out are taking care of oneself without any retribution or revenge or getting even as to the reason why I'm in this isolated situation. I'm here because I'm an untouchable. I'm untouchable because I'm considered to be an evangelical for conspiracy theories. And the opinions I hold are objectionable to the people in my life. And that's how it is, okay? And so I sustain myself, and my prayers to God sustain me, and I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right today. It's a beautiful day in the 70s here in California, and I'm working on a project. So I'm not online responding to people as I usually have time to do, and that's okay too. I'm doing my moon book. You know, I've been promising to do this moon book for years. Well, the time has finally come. And so that's the news break for today, that narcissism isn't always what it's cracked up to be. And it's not easy being green. You blend in with so many very ordinary things, and people pass you over because you're not standing out like sparkles in the water or stars in the sky. Okay? Sometimes it's not easy being green. We just cope with it. Enjoy your week, and thank you. Bye-bye.